We find ourselves at the home of the world's first retractable natural grass field as you get a look inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. Tonight, hard to believe, our final Thursday night game of the year, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the New York Giants taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday night primetime. This taken in at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Hurry up and get your muscle up. We got the plyometric. Ran up by the luxury mess up the highest metric. The city just made it sweet. People diabetic. They mouth get full of deceit. Let these cowards tell it. Walking New Orleans with the etiquette and LA yelling.
Good.
Play fake. Mayfield. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. He's got a man. Complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 21 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. 42-yard line.
180. What's up?
Baker going to give it to Irving. And it's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. The Cardinals had 6 and 9 to start play. They were winners the last time out, so they'll be looking here to make it 2 in a row.
And when you and I watched tape prepared for this, what we saw was a team that competed hard, and they played well in all 3 phases of the game. And I think if they can carry that over to this week, they've got a really good chance to emerge victorious yet again.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Well, only 3 plays in here, but really, Charles, a solid start for this offense, and now we'll see if they can continue their mission to end this drive in 6.
And I wonder if their play caller right now is reflecting on that last big play that they've had on this drive. Do you come back with something similar, or do you have a counter to it? Kind of show it and go to something else and create another big play.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. You talk about this Giant defense. And they've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
This secondary has really developed into one of the strengths of this team. They diagnose, they cover, they run, they hit. What a nice team.
Throwing, Mayfield. Over the middle, it's complete. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Point it right, point it right, point it right.
Mayfield to throw it. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And the Giants are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Looking to put a drive together.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Ready, right?
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
This defense for the Cards, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
I have to admit I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him. That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
18 Cardinal, 18, 70 Rangers, 70.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Open man, that's Malik Neighbors. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle, and they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And the Giants send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. This is taken at the 18. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
180! Kings! What's up?
Here's Mayfield. Battled by the linebacker, but still adjusts and makes the catch. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 18 on that one, and the Cardinals have a first down.
Cardinals first down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Good. 20. Alert, 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 alert. What's up?
Straight ahead, it's Irvin. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of first downs, and here a loss of yardage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Good. 180. Up.
Mayfield now. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Back in Arizona, 2nd quarter action. It's the Cardinals in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Good. 180. Hey, alert, 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 alert. What's up?
To throw, Mayfield. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 28. That third down conversion good for 23.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
180! What's up?
On 1st and 10, here's Irvin. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. And credit the tackle to Percy Butler.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
180! Stop!
Mayfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd.
Point it right, point it right, point it right. Hey, alert 33. Done.
They run out of the gun with Irvin. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. In lieu of the sneak on 4th and inches, they just say, give it to the big man in the backfield.
Yeah, fullback no less. Not many of those left in the NFL, but for those that have one, perfect time to use them, perfect time to get it done.
180! Hey, alert 33.
Now Mayfield. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Cardinals post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. An extra point attempt here still to come. And the Cardinals will go up 7-0.
Makes the score Cardinals 7.
The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The Cardinals set now to kick this one away, and off we go. And a pretty poor kick here. It doesn't make it to the land. Zone, and that means he'll move the ball out to the 40-yard line. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40. Now a handoff up the middle. Cherry. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
Now that's how you start a drive. Not only do you pick up a first down, you do it on a chunk play. Big yardage. And now you put a little bit of a dent in the confidence of the defense.
Gets around him. And he's taken down inside the 30. 15 more yards there and quickly another first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Looking to throw. That one taken in by Neighbors. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be second down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7.
50 Bobcat! 50 Bobcat! 60 each!
Now back to throw. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Theo Johnson, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Giants are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point by Butker is on target. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here. And this ball will come out to the 35. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Now a quick throw into the hands of Jefferson. And they get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10.
180! Stop!
A run up the middle with Irving. And he fights forward for a -2-yard gain. Second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
180! Point it right, point it right, point it right. Stop!
Mayfield looks to throw. Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it. They'll give him 4 yards there. And now we've got a third down and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
180! Kings, Kings, Kings! Run, run, run. What's up?
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think there he had to come off of his primary receiver in a big way, just trying to get it to a secondary guy, unable to get that play completed.
Checked down, but didn't even have enough time to do that. Incomplete. It's a 47-yard field goal try from here, but instead they're going to opt to go for it on fourth down.
Regular, 180! Alert, alert! Alert, alert! Up, up! Stop!
They'll set up to throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Cardinals unable to convert there on fourth down. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And now the clock reads precisely 1 minute to go in the half. You want to run the 1 minute offense? This is a good test right here.
It certainly is, and definitely not a time to think about kneeling and going into the half. This is a chance to attack a little bit, but not having to get everything in one shot either. 10 yards here, 15 there. Work the sidelines, work the clock. Give yourself a chance for at least a field goal going into the half.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. It'll be a gain of 5. And they will bring up 2nd down.
At the 40-yard line.
19 sight, 19. Come on. Like 79 gross.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Here we go.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Ready. Panther 60. Ready.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And this carry brought to an end at the 8. Good stick skills, just not much room there to operate. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Second and 5 from the 8.
Let's go now. Go.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Theo Johnson, as the first half is winding down. And the Giants have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that makes the score 14-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
At their own 32-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Going right side here, and that's complete. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Set. Hey, 120. Set.
Here's a handoff to Irving. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A 1-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports.
And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Ready?
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Walter Nolan. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, whether they have a much better chance of picking up.
It's caught at the 10. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Let's go. Ready?
They'll try to run this one in. And he is in. Touchdown, Giants. A great effort there. That's his 19th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Giants take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Butker is on target. And it's now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome, a little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. He'll look to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
And taken right at the 35. Pushes him aside at the 45. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Giants. 63 yards on a punt return score. And the Giants are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And it's a pretty good return here as they'll get this up to the 29. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
After the sack on first down, Mayfield. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage. And that's exactly what he got done there.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there.
Troy Anderson applying the pressure and picking up the sack.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there is just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. My time.
Now Mayfield on 4th down. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a 2-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Butker's kick here is good.
So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. See if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game, and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out.
And he's got this to Jefferson.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
180. Done.
They're going to look to throw.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
180. What's up?
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll get nothing out of that one. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side of the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
180.
From the gun, Mayfield. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A big play there. His second touchdown of the night. And the Cardinals are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third.
Well, if you've got him in your fantasy league, you like his production, his second touchdown of the game. But right now, his team is trailing. Fortunately, he's playing pretty well and trying to keep them in it.
Yeah, they might need a little more from him here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to call his number. Right now, he needs his defense to step up and give him a chance.
They're going to try and run. And he's going to get in for the score. And the lead now cut to 14. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a two-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the two-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
The Cardinals set now to kick this one away, and off we go. And with a well-placed kickoff, that's what these new rules can do for you, as he'll be backed up to start this drive.
Okay, I wish I could say this from experience, but I have talked to people about this. When you've had a big return for a touchdown, the hardest thing to do the rest of the game is to make good decisions, because after you've gotten one, you expect to get another one. In this case, he needed to tamp back the enthusiasm a little bit.
And he'll get this up to right around the 8-yard line. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on first down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
Let's go.
Here's a quick throw out left. That's caught. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
First down. First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime.
We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go. Here we go. Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. There's a short one caught by Johnson. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. And it's going to yield a new set of downs.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for second down. He's going to lead this for his running back. It's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another good completion on the drive as the Giants have a first down.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and tell him to go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play. Going for the knockout blow right there. I think if I'm up 2 scores, I'd be worried about an interception, but playing this way is what got him this lead. So you may as well ride it out to the end.
Come on, come on. Hey.
Up the middle they go. Cherry.
Now he's loose down the left sideline.
And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A great play there with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Giants look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here this fourth quarter. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that pushes the lead up to 23. After the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
31-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated Bruce. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time out, looking to repeat that, Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
The offense on third down tonight, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
20! Hurry, hurry!
I got it. Come to me, it's me.
Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. A great effort there. 37 yards. And the Giants extend this fourth quarter lead, and they are getting closer and closer to win number 11. And his kick is good, and flags fly as well. Some frustration showing through right now. This is going to be a roughing call. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. Looking up at the lights, and he muffs it. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
180. What's up?
On the ground, it's Irving to start the drive. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. They'll come up 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7.
Good. Done.
A give up the middle to Lindsey. And he'll do a nice job here just to find his way back to the line of scrimmage. They had 3 yards on 1st down, just 1 yard there. Here comes 3rd down at 7. Throwing, Mayfield. They're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. And he's able to get it back here to the 33-yard line.
Stephanie! 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. There'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Everybody was coming on the blitz that time, and they got home.
And you know the expression, hat on a hat, in terms of blocking, trying to keep your quarterback protected? Well, if you don't have enough hats, that's the end result. Your quarterback goes down, and sometimes he goes down hard.
They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 114 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Right back to him on first down. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
At the 23-yard line.
Drag him 60. Let's go.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Over the middle, complete. That's Johnson. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Well, this one probably not the close game you would expect or hope to see in prime time, CD. But, of course, that wasn't their intent in preparing for this one. They said they felt like their offense was ready to put up some points. And, my goodness, it has been a dominant display in front of a national audience.
Yeah, they thought it, and it certainly came to fruition, didn't it? They've been dominant in so many ways in this one. If you weren't paying attention to this group before, you certainly are now after seeing this type of victory from them.
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal.
Get it. Cavity Lions. Ready, right?
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
Harrison Butker set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
Cardinals take over.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
33-yard line.
Good. 180. Point it right, point it right, point it right. What's up?
Here's Mayfield. Caught by Wilson. They'll go for a gain of 7. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
3rd and 5.
Run, run, run. 180. Cut.
Mayfield. And that's caught inside the 30. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
What's up?
Going to the air again with Mayfield. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown. But they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
And CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about here. But it may be cliche, but give them credit for this. They've continued to fight and scratch and claw, and they get the touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
And I'm okay with that cliche. All right, maybe it'll alleviate the sting a little bit, because at least they can look in the mirror and realize they fought all the way through. Horrible game for them, not one they'll want to remember, but at least they'll keep their heads up and have some pride when they leave this stadium.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll try the left side. Cherry. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. The partner under the lights in prime time.